Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 2-liter turbo for $319 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Shop extended Black Friday deals at Men's Warehouse and buy one get one free store-wide. Suits are $169.99. Non-iron dress shirts are 3 for $99.99. And 100% merino wool sweaters are just $39.99. Happy holidays from Men's Warehouse.
Catch your special Inside the Cards Saturday, December 3rd on Wave 3 News.
Overtime here in Denver, all even at 24. And the Broncos will get it first. Trevor Siemian over 300 yards, most passing yards of his brief NFL career. Terrific second half. Kansas City responds. Capri Bibbs is back deep to receive the kick. Twice overtime has ended with a kickoff return for touchdown. In NFL history, Cairo Santos with the kickoff. And it'll come out to the 25. The star of the game for Kansas City has been Tyreek Hill. We discussed him earlier in the broadcast, scoring in different ways. The first rookie with a rushing, receiving, and return touchdown in a game since 1965, and the great Gale Sayers. And this was the one in the final seconds, not getting possession there until he was at the goal line, and that's why the fans were booing Pete Morelli. Just anybody who represented that call, they were unhappy, thinking that it should have been down in front of the goal line. Broncos begin overtime with Devontae Booker with a nice run for about 7 yards before Philip Gaines made the tackle.
Yeah, and Mike, they came out with 2 deep safeties that time because of the fact they've been getting burned in that man coverage. So what do they turn around and do? Here we go. We're just going to run the football then in that situation. So we'll see if Kansas City willing to stay with that. Remember, it has been Philip Gaines that they've been getting after for the big plays.
Denver touchdown wins the game. First possession here of overtime. Try that run again to the left, and I forget who's going to get credit for the tackle, but the penetration of Raheem Nunez-Roches, the second-round pick out of Southern Miss, a factor there.
There's no doubt about it, and it's been so impressive to see the Kansas City Chiefs basically with backups and draft picks playing along that defensive line, looking as good as they ever have. I mean, this is a prideful bunch. But these are a bunch of guys that maybe 2 months ago you would have said they're definitely not playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
And Jarvis Jenkins is in there. He was with the Jets for most of the first half of this season. The throw on 3rd and 1 with Siemian, and the slant is caught by Demetrius Thomas. Tackled right at the 45. Berry there along with Marcus Peters. But they work on Peters in a big spot, and Thomas comes through.
Yeah, well, you better hang on to the football because that's really the first time that we've seen Marcus Peters giving up a play, and it was the Carolina game where he basically stole it at the end of the game on a catch very similar to that and turned that game around.
Took away from Kelvin Benjamin. Reception late in that game. It was one of the Chiefs' comeback victories that they've had this year. From the 45, play action, Siemian. Incomplete. A lot of Chiefs' hands were very close to that one intended for Jordan Taylor.
Oh boy, that was Ramik Wilson. Let's look at him on the outside. Here comes Taylor going against Gaines. Watch the linebacker. It goes right over his hands. I thought Ramik Wilson was going to catch that one. You'll see it right down the throwing lane here. And just couldn't quite get up high enough to get that one.
Saw the veteran move by Gaines, tug on the back of Taylor's jersey, get in front of him, try to get in the way of the pass as well. 2nd and 10, they will draw it. It is Bibbs, only 2 yards, 3rd and 8 coming up. Kendall Reyes joining Tom Bahali on the tackle.
Kendall Reyes working on Max Garcia and just sheds the block and makes the play going right there. Watch this one. Stand him up, extend your arms, throw him aside, make the play. Beautiful.
Broncos have always been successful in overtime. Matter of fact, they have the most overtime regular season wins in league history. 3 last year, including the Sunday nighter right around this time of the year against the Patriots. That C.J. Anderson run, a 48-yarder. It's 3rd and 8 here. Siemian's flushed. He floats it out, caught by Booker. Booker makes a man miss to the 30-yard line, a gain of 23 yards.
So many times it's when you get your backs on a linebacker, as it happened here. You've got Derek Johnson bouncing out there, and then you've got the young Devontae Booker, who was an excellent receiver coming out of college, making a huge play there. And Derek Johnson, you could tell with that Achilles still limping around.
Officially 22 on the reception. In field goal range, but the touchdown ends incomplete. Bibbs tripped up in the backfield. He loses 2 yards on that one.
I think his quarterback got him. Looked like Trevor Siemian tripped him. Because as soon as he tapped that left foot, well, let's take a look here. Makes the cut.
Game's hard enough, right?
Yeah.
4 minutes gone in overtime. On 2nd and 12, Siemian looking up top. Flag is down, and the pass incomplete. Demetrius Thomas was trying to get open. Kenneth Acker was in coverage. And it'd be against the Chiefs.
Pass interference, number 27, defense, automatic, first down.
Anytime you get the one-on-ones on the outside, and here's young Kenneth Acker. Watch how much physical presence there is as the huge Demetrius Thomas just kept forcing his way to the outside to get that jump ball thrown. And there you go. And so now this Kansas City defense, it gives up a lot of yards, but it just been so good and so dynamic in the red zone. Gotten so many turnovers down here all season long. And they do it one more time. Exhausted.
20 and Booker. First and 10 is 20. Booker, no gain. Acker, who was flagged on the last play, makes this one in the run game.
It's amazing when you played at that level of intensity for 4 quarters and you say, I'm just going to give it everything I have. And then here comes this 5th quarter. And you can just see it on their faces out there. They're all going for oxygen. They're all trying to catch their breath. And they're all still fighting their guts out.
Doing it at altitude. A little edge of the Broncos, a little deeper right now because of injuries and also coming off a bye week. 2nd and 10, Siemian. Escaping. Look out from behind. Houston gets him. It'll be a run gain of a yard. As Houston finally ended up making the play.
Yeah, they had it set up. They were basically going, here's Justin Houston on the outside, and they had a double move going to Emmanuel Sanders at the top of the screen, and it just didn't work out. Nicely covered that time by Peters, who is always a little susceptible to those plays, but answered the bell on that one.
2 play callers who couldn't find anything. First downs were so tough to come by in the first quarter. They figured things out as they've gone along. Protections. Just a well-coached, well-played game. 3rd and 9. Ali pushed his offensive tackle trying to block him right into Siemian and comes up with the sack. He rode Russell Okung right back to the quarterback.
When Russell Okung kicks that back left leg back, you'll see him set it behind him here. And at that point, the bull rush, you have no chance whatsoever. Once that foot gets back like that, it is just a straight bull rush right back into the quarterback. And that takes care of that.
Brandon McManus from 44. If you weren't with us earlier, Thomas Gafford, the snapper, just got here a few days ago. The snap is perfect. McManus kick is good.
Yeah, I had it all the way. Don't worry about it, brother.
So the Chiefs, touchdown win. Field goal, overtime goes on. They don't score. The Broncos get the win. Overtime continues in a minute.
Enjoy your phone.
You too. All right, be cool. You got the amazing new iPhone 7 on the house by switching to AT&T. What? And you got unlimited data because you have DirecTV? Okay, just a few more steps.
Door!
It's cool.
Get the iPhone 7 on us and unlimited data when you switch to AT&T and have DirecTV.
coffee. It's the last thing you want the guy driving ahead of you to drop in his lap. Thankfully, you drive the Kia Optima with available autonomous emergency braking. It helps prevent life's little accidents from becoming accidents.
Hey, come quick! My new beer, Stella Artois, is finished.
The people will love it.
Oh, the party's starting! Originally brewed for the holidays, enjoyed ever since. Stella Artois, host one to remember.
Alex Smith led a terrific drive at the end of the game. Trevor Siemian was fabulous in the second half. In a quarterback town where he had not had those good home games, Siemian has been really good against an outstanding Kansas City defense. Considering how many times these guys have been sacked and hit and jostled and taken off the spot, they've stepped up. Good performances tonight. Tremendous offensive Tyreek Hill has been a big part of the Kansas City story. Well, it's going to be brought out by DeAnthony Thomas. He hesitated. He decides to bring it out. And Thomas comes down the sideline across the 30. It gets to the 34-yard line. McManus, the kicker, had to hit him out of bounds.
Well, we found a new star in this league. Tyreek Hill starts off with a little 86-yard return of a free kick after a safety. And he hit the Jets, and you could forget about catching him at that point. That wasn't enough. Here we go. We're going to hand it to him on a little jet sweep around the outside. Some good blocks. We'll score it that way. And then with 1 second on the clock, controversy maybe, but touchdown, yes. And here we go for one more drive.
So used to seeing touchbacks here in Denver. Flags down. Did they have too many men out there defensively before the snap?
Prior to the snap, we had 12 men on the field, defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So instead of getting the drive to start at the 25-yard line, you get the kick return, which was rare here, to the 35, and now the 5 on this. So you're going to start the 40-yard line for Kansas City.
Yeah, and I think it was Kayvon Webster who was trying to call for a timeout as he was running off the field. But because they don't want you using that as a delay tactic at the ends of games, it came up in the Super Bowl, right? And forget about it. If they have 12 on the field, I'll take the penalty and run the clock, all those things. That's why it was put in.
So it's 1st and 5 from the 40, and Spencer Ware will only gain maybe a half yard, not much. Again, Chiefs touchdown for the win, tie to extend the game. They don't score, they lose. Kansas City goes 3 tight ends. Tyreek Hill in the game as they spread the field on Denver. 2nd and 4, Smith underneath, caught for the first down by Hill at the 46-yard line.
You know, Mike, it was a great strategy there. They put 3 tight ends in the game to make it look like it was going to be a power run kind of formation. And then what did they do? They spread the whole field, and you could see Denver scrambling around trying to figure out which one of those linebackers was going to have to go out in coverage and make a play, pick up the first down. Nicely done that time by Andy Reid.
Remember, Andy's got a couple offensive coordinators. Matt Nagy, good young quarterback coach who shares the job with Brad Childress, the former Vikings head coach. Really good offensive minds. Action to Hill, doesn't distract the Denver defense as Sharkhandrick West is stopped. Gain of a couple. Brandon Marshall and DeMarcus Ware the stop.
I know we've about worn you out on Von Miller, but the things that he does is really kind of remarkable. He was 3 yards up the field that time, stopped, circled back, and got in on this play. This is, watch this. Back underneath and still gets in on the play.
If the viewer's been worn out, what do you think Kansas City feels at this point?
Oh, man, they're thinking we got to play him again.
This is the 3 tight end look again. They will play him again on Christmas night on NBC. Ware off the edge, doesn't get there. The Smith throw is caught by Kelce. Travis Kelce at the 31-yard line. Pickup of 21 yards and a first down.
They just do that double in cut here. Bring the guy inside. Look at those moves. I love the moves by the tight end. Oh my goodness, he had better moves than I did. He just has a little wiggle at the top of his routes. They're so clever for a big guy. They just are just look at him, a little wig. Yeah, let's keep it going, man. Let's go ahead and score a touchdown. Get out of here.
7 catches tonight. Ja Reed is in on the offensive line. Ware left jump cut, got away from the would-be tackle by Stewart, and turns what would have been a loss of yardage into a gain to the 25-yard line.
Boy, it is a good thing that Shane Ray can run, because there was nobody else left out there. Watch this jump cut first of all, set it up, and now it's just a foot race with Shane Ray on the outside, because there was one safety in the middle of the field, and that was about it.
Nice run by Ware, one of the better looking runs of the night for Kansas City.
They've been doing the same look all night. Travis Kelce one way, 3 receivers the other way.
Under 6 minutes left in overtime. They'll run west to the left. First down for Jarkandrick West at the 20-yard line. That was Ray over there again on the stop. Also watch the clock here in overtime. We're down to 5.5 left. So if Kansas City scores a field goal, there's not going to be a ton of time left to break the tie.
Okay, I don't want 2 ties, though. You know, Mike, what they're doing, though, they're starting to at least show that jet sweep now. They're using Tyreek Hill almost as a diversion coming across. We'll see if sooner or later they give it to him.
It's Niall Davis as the running back now. Davis inside Stewart, doesn't miss that hit. Darian Stewart comes down and tags him after a gain of a yard inside of 5 minutes left in OT.
I mean, the play is so good. Darian Stewart came from 10 yards deep to make that play basically at the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's just first-class defensive play that we've seen all night long.
Bunch formation, 3 receivers, and Spencer Ware heads over there, so they have 4 to that side. Kelce to the top. Smith trying to throw it underneath. Have we heard a whistle yet for an incomplete pass? It's incomplete. That will be 3rd down. Von Miller may have hit the arm of Smith here.
Make sure the arm was going forward.
Yep.
And right now, Wade Phillips has adjusted as well. They are taking Kelce to that 1 receiver side up there, and they are bringing safety help over the top. So now they've shifted him down here to the 3 receiver side, and they've left one-on-one with Demetrius Harris on the other side.
Chiefs taking time out here before 3rd and 9.
Timeout, Kansas City, first team timeout, 30-second timeout.
One of the 2 they have in overtime. You know, we look at those hits, Chris, so often. The first thing we're worried about, did the ball come out? We forget about, that's got to hurt.
Well, there's no question when your elbow is flexed like that, you can see, you can imagine the torque on that elbow when you're throwing a football or a baseball or whatever, and all of a sudden somebody hits that arm. I'm sure it's sore. And I'm also sure Alex Smith's not coming out of the game unless it just doesn't work anymore. He's going to throw a couple of balls on the side. That was a good timeout.
That's a great play. It's such a veteran coach, Andy Reid. He's you got the 2 timeouts in overtime, but you can't afford to not be completely ready for this play. And if you're a decision maker and the guy's going to throw it for you isn't right, let's make sure. Spencer Ware will be the back. Tyreek Hill is right on that 9 in 3rd and 9. He's in the slot here in the middle of the 3 to the right. Broncos bring pressure. It's for Kelce. Couldn't get his head turned around in time. There's contact. There's no flag as Justin Simmons is again in coverage. And here comes Cairo Santos to continue the game.
There was definitely some contact on the tail end of this. Let's just take a look. Nope, no foul. Really nicely done by the officials. Sometimes those calls are so tough. And really well played that time by Justin Simmons, the young player.
There is pressure numbers. This from 37 to continue the game. If he misses, the Broncos win. And the game goes on with only 4:19 left here in overtime. 27 apiece. Next score wins in what has been a terrific one tonight in Denver.
I just see a black screen.
What are you looking at?
Crazy stuff, man. You gotta see this.
Hey, what is this? It's like some 3D virtual world. Can I see?
Oh, yeah. Look at the moon.
My hero, Zero, such a funny little hero, but till you came along, we counted on our fingers and toes. Now you're here to stay, and nobody really knows.
Zero really can be a hero. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 due-it signing, and 0 first month's payment on select Volkswagen models this Black Friday at the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event.
How wonderful you are.
You got your mom's side, but just be calm side. You got it. I never thought I'd get married at 65 side. Hey, I'm just looking side. And you better buy that ride. That's why there's nationwide. They help to know, protect, and grow your many sides. Yeah, nationwide is on your side.
Each team 2 long drives yielding field goals, so the next score wins this game. And the prospect perhaps of a third tie game in the NFL this season, perhaps an unintended consequence or result of the change in the overtime rules, where that first possession field goal doesn't win it. The other team gets a chance to match it. And thus we've seen more ties than we had in the past. But there's still a lot of time between now and then. 4:19 left in this extra period. Santos kicks, Capri Bibbs kneels. 27 all. Think of players who've had a good game on the offensive end. Chris, this guy, Emmanuel Sanders.
He's something else. He really is. Not only is he the deep threat, he's also that quick guy underneath that can create some space and pick up some easy first downs. And I think that just his second 100-yard game of the year. And I'm sure Trevor Siemian's got to be thinking, what do I have to do to win this game? We keep going down and taking the lead, and we're still not winning.
Devontae Booker, the running back, as the second OT possession begins. Siemian drifting, has space to run, will take off and throttle it down after a gain of 8. Get out of bounds with 4:10 left. It'll be 2nd and 2.
And it's exactly what they were looking for out of Trevor Siemian. We haven't seen him run much, but since he hurt that shoulder, he just wasn't running at all. And for Gary Kubiak, he thought that so many of their key first downs in the first month of the season came from his legs and coming out and making plays. And boy, 2nd and short sets up some big opportunities. You want to take a shot down the field, this is always a good time for that.
For the first down to the 38-yard line. A.J. Derby, who had a big catch earlier, helped clear the path. Derek Johnson slow to get off of the Broncos running back.
Got a good block down, and then it was Derby coming across. Block it down right here, and then a kick out coming right across here from Derby and Schofield.
Mentioned he had a good preseason, Derby did, with New England. You're not going to get a lot of time with Gronk and Martellus Bennett up there, but he's factoring in here for the Broncos. Booker out, Capri Bibbs, the back. Blitz coming, Siemian gets rid of it. Incomplete, extended for Demetrius Thomas with Philip Gaines close by.
Yeah, and I knew it wasn't going to be long. Bob Sutton's not the type to sit back and go, okay, let's just let him go down and kick a field goal here. Brought both inside linebackers that time. And now they have something to work with. Here comes the dime defense on the field, and this is their favorite look. This is what they like.
Houston directing the pass rush traffic. He'll start from the inside. 2nd and 10 against that defense. They'll run it with Bibbs, who dives forward to be 3 yards shy of the first down with 3:20 left in overtime.
Hey, that was some effort that time by Kendall Reyes, because that one had a chance of breaking out of there. Came from the backside and made a diving stop.
Yeah, Denver has 2 timeouts. There is a 2-minute warning in overtime.
I think this is exactly why they came up with A.J. Derby. It wouldn't surprise me at all here if he's the receiving threat.
He's 83. He's on the 3 in 3rd and 3. We have a whistle and a timeout. Taken by the Broncos.
Denver, first team timeout, 30-second timeout.
So each team with 1 timeout left. You're almost kind of in that old overtime mentality right now. Get it down in field goal range here. Go another 20, 23 yards or so. Give McManus a shot at it. It would be a game winner.
What do you think the Raiders are cheering for here? A tie? Probably, right? Then they still have a game and a half on everybody at that point.
Exactly.
So they're cheering for the clock. You got Broncos fans, and you got Chiefs fans, and you got clock fans now at the end of this thing.
And the point with the Raiders that we'll reiterate again with these teams down the stretch, they have to go on the road to play all these teams. And through all of this, and we're talking about the 3 in the AFC West, somehow, some way, Philip Rivers and San Diego are going to be right in the mix of deciding what happens here.
Who wants to play them?
No, nobody. 3rd and 3. Siemian fires. It's caught for the first down. Great call, Chris. It's A.J. Derby who keeps this drive going.
It's all you want. You just want the one-on-one matchup, that time against the safety. Daniel Sorensen right here. Here comes Derby. Little push off. Maybe Gronk taught him that when he was in New England. But those are the kind of conversions that just make huge differences in an offense, and especially for a young quarterback who needs that threat in the middle. The one spot that Trevor Siemian has really struggled this year is between the numbers, between 0 and 10 yards. He's made big mistakes in there, and you can just see that comfort now starting to develop with A.J. Derby.
So we have hit the overtime 2-minute warning. They're at the 44. From here, a field goal is 62 yards. They need another first down or so to get a realistic shot at a game-winning field goal.
Do you think he gets around so fast? Take the reins this holiday season and get the Mercedes-Benz you've always wanted during the winter event. Now lease the 2017 GLA 250 for $329 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
The morning cup of coffee. It's the last thing you want the guy driving ahead of you to drop in his lap. Thankfully, you drive the Kia Optima with available autonomous emergency braking. It helps prevent life's little accidents from becoming accidents.
Hey, come quick! My new beer, Stella Artois, is finished.
The people will love it.
Oh, the party's starting! Originally brewed for the holidays, enjoyed ever since. Stella Artois, post one to remember.
Year 5 in the league for Donald Stevenson, first 4 with Kansas City. Chris, he lost his starting job, but came back in this game and has had a huge impact.
Yeah, he has. At least he stopped the bleeding a little bit on the outside, and Justin Houston has to be completely exhausted just playing his second game. And for Stevenson, it's not always pretty. He just punching and staying in front and doing whatever he can, but his block there gave time for A.J. Derby to get open.
And knowing Houston being a Chief, you wonder if that knowledge has helped him in this case here. Needing about 6-7 yards to get into McManus field goal range. Bibbs is the back, and he is going to be kept right about the line of scrimmage, if not behind Derek Johnson, the tackle. Kansas City only has one timeout with 1:45 left, so it looks like Alex Smith might not get his hands back on the ball unless Denver misses a field goal.
Well, and plus, you want to run this clock down all you can, because if you happen to miss that thing, you don't want to leave it there.
Right. But you got to get a first down. You have to get more yardage here. There's at the 44 now. It's 62-yard field goal attempt it would be. McManus long 57. Of course, we are at altitude.
Got one-on-one coverage on the outside if you want to throw one deep.
Second and 10. Siemian looking that way. Pass is deflected and knocked down, incomplete. We'll have 3rd and 10 coming up.
There's Chris Jones one more time getting that hand up. And one of the things they talked about with Chris Jones is he's a rare guy, Bob Sutton was saying this, that can push the pocket and then still be athletic enough to jump. He said a lot of times those guys who are just sit at the line of scrimmage and get no pressure whatsoever are the ones that block the passes. This guy gets pressure and blocks passes.
This is a pressure play with a lot of decisions to be made if you don't get anything. 3rd 10, the Chiefs are bringing pressure. Siemian puts it up top. It is incomplete for Fowler. Bennie Fowler with Phillip Gaines, who's been beaten a lot here tonight. Now it is 4th and 10 at the 44-yard line. Do you try a 62-yard field goal? Because like you said, it gives Kansas City great field position.
Look at Kubiak. He's like, wait a minute here.
Joe DiCamillo's the special teams coach is there.
I don't know if you can take that kind of chance, can you? As long in his career is 57. Almost have to punt this football.
And again, it is cold. You know, the temperature here is in the low 40s, upper 30s. Michelle?
Well, I talked to Brandon McManus before the game. Now, he told me he could convert 60 yards in either direction. Going in this direction in the pregame, he converted a 55-yarder. But again, he said he could convert from 60, and the wind has really died down here. Not much of a factor at all, Mike.
It has, Michelle. And it would be 62 from here with the ball at the 44. So Kubiak takes a timeout. This is one of those, because if you attempt the field goal from that spot, you would give Kansas City the ball at the Denver 48-yard line.
I just can't imagine you can do that.
So then what do you do? Do you punt or do you go for it? You got to punt it, right?
I think you got to punt it.
Because the punt, then the scenario is overtime. Or tie, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, here comes McManus trotting out.
Man.
The longest overtime field goal in NFL history is Sebastian Janikowski, 57 yards.
All right, let me just say this. If you have some sort of trick play to try and draw them off sides here, maybe when you want to go with this. Because at that point, you lose nothing. You still punt the football. At least go out there, see if they'll jump.
And you know what? I think Kansas City just talked about that because Tyreek Hill had come on the field thinking the missed short field goal could be returned by a player. Then Hill went back, and they put more of a defensive mode out there to just protect. Longest field goal in NFL history was made here. Matt Prater, 64 yards, and Jason Elam, 63. This is 62, would be the longest overtime game-winning field goal in league history. It's hit hard. It is wide left and no good. And now Kansas City will get the ball at the 48-yard line of the Broncos, and they're only a first down or so away from winning this game with no timeouts and 1:03 left.
Wow, this decision is so interesting. This kick just hooked too hard. He may have had a shot at it had it been nailed straight, but now you're giving them the ball on your side of the 50. Gutsy move.
But Cairo Santos hopes now that his team can get a first down. Santos' long is 54 yards. That was made at Houston. So that would mean get a first down to get in that field goal range. And again, altitude, you add a little bit. Weather is getting cool. All right, so here we go. Up to the Denver defense. 63 seconds remaining in the overtime period. West is the back flag down. Free play for Smith if he can get rid of it. He scrambles. He gets
wide
open. Oh, he ran it. He's down at the 42-yard line. You're right.
Oh, man, he had somebody running wide open down the boundary, and he just didn't see it.
Number 94 defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ware jumped, thus it was a free play.
I couldn't tell if he was over the line of scrimmage or not, but there was somebody just streaking down the boundary by themselves. It would have been a walk-in touchdown. All the way on the outside to the left. You'll see him come in the background, I think.
Right
there's nobody back there at all.
Is Albert Wilson. The penalty still makes it 1st and 5, 55 seconds left. Kelsey isolated, bottom of the screen again. Smith throws, it's caught, first down, they have no timeouts. Tyreek Hill is down to the 32-yard line, 47 seconds left. From here, a field goal is 50 yards. They're going to spike it, kill the clock. So Wilson there on the end, making sure he was on the line of scrimmage. There was not a penalty in the last minute with the clock running that would have cost them yards.
And now the game is completely under the control of Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs because of the fact that they attempted that field goal. Now you run the clock down. You're going to try it with maybe 5 seconds to go. You have a timeout left. Complete control now. Whatever Andy Reid chooses to do, he may want to take a couple of runs, see if he can gain a few more yards, and then take the shot to win it.
Yeah, thank you. They do have one timeout left. My mistake. Denver's out of timeouts. 2nd and 10.
Offside.
Pressure off the edge. Throw to Kelsey underneath. He's got to the 25. First down to the 20 to the 16-yard line. The blitz looked like it came offside from T.J. Ward. No flag down, but a much more makeable field goal now for Kansas City.
And a rare missed tackle. Darian Stewart that time just unable to get Kelsey on the ground. So good with that run after the catch. And now Andy Reid has enough, but he does leave himself just enough time if in fact this thing were to be bobbled or whatever.
A first down bad snap. Could retry the kick if it's thrown away by the holder.
Yeah, just remember this though. What happened in that Saints game? It was Justin Simmons who jumped over the center, and it was Will Parks who returned it. We have seen it multiple times this year. I would imagine Andy Reid has an answer for that one as well, but take a little running jump.
And just remember what happened in the overtime game with Cincinnati in London against Washington. It looked like Hopkins had a very short, makeable game-winning field goal. He missed it, and the game ended up tied.
The other guy's Aqib Talib coming off the edge. He's awfully good at blocking these kicks as well. There's Justin Simmons right over the ball.
James Winchester snaps. Dustin Colquitt holds. Cairo Santos.
Simmons.
34-yard attempt. For the win. Off the upright. And in. And in. Unbelievable game winner. Kansas City. You gotta be kidding me.
The only way this game could end. Holy smokes. I didn't know what had happened.
Nope.
I couldn't tell, did it go through or not? That thing hit that post hard. How did it go through?
Oh, it just caught the inside of the upright. And the fans back there thought it was going out. It is good. Cairo Santos. You see it passing on this side of the post. The Kansas City Chiefs with an